Now I will give you one example and to make sure you are getting in right way how to go about DS here. So if I ask you the basic question here, if I say if A into B, if A into B is equal to B into C, right? It is already given to you. So the statement is very clear. The statement is what? A into B is equal to B into C. My question is here, what is C? Find the value of C, right? Find the value of C. Typical DS questions you will see. Find the value of C if it is given to you A into B is equal to B into C. Now if I say first statement is here A is equal to 20 and B is, second statement is here, right? Second statement is here B is equal to 10. So the basic question I'm asking here, if a statement is given A into B is equal to B into C, find the value of C. And first statement is A is equal to 20 and second statement is B is equal to 10. So can you tell me which answer option will you pick? If I say these answer options are A, B, C, D, E. So you are having 5 answer options A, B, C, D, E. Please put and check what exactly answer option you're gonna pick here. Let's figure out how we are going to approach this question. So if we are figuring out how we are going to approach this question, see, first of all, this is inbuilt in us. When we see A into B is equal to B into C, we always forget about 0. Always we forget about 0 here. So first trap of the GMAT. I told you I am going to discuss close to 30 traps here. First trap of the GMAT is what? 0. In worst case scenario also, you will never ever forget 0. Right? Now, how will you be approaching this question? Most of the people did substitution immediately. Please try to avoid substitution as much as you can. If it is essential, you are not able to think of anything, then it's fine. You can go for substitution process. But first scenario you should avoid. You should look how we can approach in better way. So if I see this basic question here, I can convert the statement in the format of AB minus BC is equal to 0, right? Now we can take definitely B common. So B common. So we can write down A minus C is equal to 0 here, right? So now if you see, now when it is given to you B into A minus C is equal to 0. Now what is case here? Either B is equal to 0 or A minus C is equal to 0. I hope am I clear? It is a possible case both of them can be 0, but look at the best scenario. It is a possible only B is 0 or we can say A minus C is equal to 0. Now when we got to know A minus C is equal to 0 or B is equal to 0, look at the first case. When B is equal to 0, we can immediately say A, C can be anything. It does not matter at all. If I take A is equal to 15 and C is equal to 20, right? If I take A is equal to 15 and C is equal to 20, even though it is given to you, you take it whatever is given. If I take A is equal to 20 and C is equal to 15, even though our statement is true, because we can write down 20 into 0 is equal to 0 into 15. The statement is true. It is also possible case when A is equal to 20, C can also be 20 when B is equal to 0. Then you can see both of them are 20 in this case. So definitely when B is equal to 0, we cannot answer this particular question if we know value of A. So first statement is definitely not sufficient, right? So first statement, why first statement is not sufficient? Because B can be 0 and when B is equal to 0, then A and C can be anything. It's not necessary both of them has to be equal. That's why first statement is not sufficient. Now if we talk about second statement, indirectly, if you see, second statement is saying B is not equal to 0. Right? Indirectly, second statement is saying B is not equal to 0. Now, when B is not equal to 0, then definitely you can remove B from here. Right? Definitely you can remove B from here. We got to know A is equal to C. When B is not equal to 0, you can remove B. Now I'm 100% sure A is equal to C. But again, what are we getting? Are we getting numerical value or are we getting variable value? Definitely we are getting variable here. So definitely we can say from here, second statement is not giving us numerical value. That's why second statement is also not sufficient. So now what is left out? We have to club both these statements. Now when we club both these statements, we know A is equal to 20 from first statement and we know B is not equal to 0 from the second statement. Now when these two statements will be combined, we are sure about this, A is equal to C. So when A is equal to C and from first statement we know A is equal to 20, then definitely we can say, my friend, C is also equal to 20. So right answer for this question is comes out to be C for California, which is both these statements together sufficient to answer this question. So I hope you understood how you supposed to approach this question. Never forget 0 that most of the people generally do. They do forget 0 and they reach up to the wrong answer option. So with this is a basic example which I discussed. So I hope all of you know all these five answer options. We are moving further and discussing good questions based upon data interpretation. So what exactly I am going to cover in this basic video, because we have planned very structurally, we are in this particular class, we are going to cover questions related to numbers, because in your paper you see close to 5 to 6 questions based upon only numbers. That's why numbers play a very crucial role while cracking GMAT. And then we'll move towards questions related to especially average, question related to mean, question related to mode. These are the very, very important question, because close to 3 to 4 questions will be coming from here. And then we will look for questions related to probability. So again, you will see 3 to 4 questions are here. So first 3 workshops are based upon these 3 topics here, because your close to 40% GMAT paper gets over with the use of only these 3 topics. So we should be very much focused about these topics here. So let's move further.